everybody doing? This is another segment of what's Larry cooking now? It's been some time, but today I'm coming with fried chicken and waffles with a twist. I'm doing frosted flake fried chicken, with wings and tenders. And then I'm doing savory waffles, okay? So, got my cameraman here, give him a shout out. It's my son, Jaden, all right? Zoom in a little bit, son. Let's show everybody what we got here. Okay, so I got my batter here ready. And when I say just make it easy for yourself, this is batter that I get from Costco. It's got the sweetness, but as you see, we have some bowls here, savory, bacon, jalapenos, green onions, and sharp and cheddar cheese. The sharp cheese is a bit of rustic, so it's a little bit thicker than the mild cheddar cheese, but I'm gonna mix this all within this batter, okay? And so that's pretty much takes care of that in terms of the waffles. I have a waffle maker. I'm gonna put it in there, make it look really nice, pretty. You know how I do, all right. And then of course we have our wings here. So I got some whole wings. There's nothing like a whole wing in terms of fried chicken. That's what you really want. But my family too likes chicken tenders. So I had some chicken tenders as well, all right? We're going to be going to a flour batter right here. Then I have a buttermilk and egg batter with seasoning, okay? And then I have crunched up frosted flakes. And this is what it's gonna be at the very end, coating. The whole plan here is to go ahead and put the coatings on and let it sit on a pan, on a sheet pan here. And we're gonna go ahead and let it sit for a while and then throw it in the fryer. Once that's all done, I'm gonna fry it twice, right? So I'm gonna fry it for about 5-6 minutes the first time, take it out. Probably gonna do it around 300, 320. And then I'm gonna crank my heat up to about 375, 380, and then fry it again. So that's the plan, to make it really extra crunchy, all right? So stick with me. I'm ready to go ahead and get my batter mixed up right here for the savory waffles, and we'll come back and do a quick little clip of that. All right, so we're getting ready for the batter now at this point. Like I said, this is a regular batter already mixed. You just add water. So what I'm adding to my savory, okay, is a little bit of salt. Just not that much, but just enough. All right. A little bit of pepper. Oh, now I gotta go into the cabinet. And then I'm gonna go with a little bit of onion powder. Not much. And the reason why I'm not adding much of the salt, the pepper and so forth, is because this cheese is gonna have a lot of salt in it. And then also I'm adding bacon as well, bacon bits, which are already crumbled for me. So I'm just adding that in there as well. And I can't tell you portions, it's to your taste. I'm really bad at telling people a quarter and so forth. I'm gonna wait for the jalapenos at the very end. It doesn't really make a difference. This is pretty much already blended together in terms of the sharp and the mild. Like I said, I went more of a rustic cheddar. And these are, I've already diced these green onions, or scallions if you will. Oh, the smell is just like, whew. It smells so good. It's nothing like doing fresh herbs and onions and so forth and something and just dicing them up. It smells so good. And then jalapenos, of course I pulled out most of the seeds on these, but just to give it that bite. Now, if you don't want to do fresh jalapenos, the guy actually literally like cut these up. That's probably going to be enough, but I don't want it too much of a bite. And as you see, you just go ahead and just kind of mix that through. And it has a thickness to it, as you can see. You got a good angle there, Jay? Mm-hmm. All right. And as you see, just like any pancakes, you want it to come out. You see how this is coming out. You still see the clumps with the cheese and so forth, but mostly this is a pretty good consistency right here, where this waffle is going to be light and fluffy, but it's going to have the contents of the savory that we want in terms of the cheese and everything else. And you know what? I feel crazy tonight. I'm gonna add a little bit more cheese. Don't you feel crazy, Jay?
Yes.
Okay, well, there you have it. We both feel crazy. All right. And just keep on mixing that through. Look at that. Look at that. You saw. All right. So we'll come back a little bit later, show you how it looks in the waffle maker. And then we're gonna come back now for the coating of the chicken. Right. So now we get down to the actual cornflake chicken, putting everything in the batter. There are so many different recipes for this. For me, I like seasoning my chicken before I actually dip it into the flour. Some people will put their chicken in buttermilk overnight. That's fine for you to do that. Some people, once they get done putting the coatings on, they put it in the freezer, let it set. We're not doing all that, but I will let it sit out for a time once I go through this battering stage. So as you see, I have everything stationed. And for me, I'm always a proponent of getting all of my stations together in terms of, I got my flour here, I have my buttermilk and eggs and seasoning all in here. The seasonings that I went with is always basic salt and pepper. I have some smoked paprika in here as well, a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder. I actually got some Gouda sauce, Gouda seasoning as well, that was gifted to me. So I have a little bit of that as well, which is kind of gives you that whole cayenne pepper, a little bit of kick as well. And then of course the Frosted Flakes are the Frosted Flakes. You're probably gonna look at some videos. I look at a lot of TikTok and YouTube videos. Some people put seasoning inside the cornflakes. I don't believe in doing that, but you do have to crush these cornflakes, which my son Jaden did graciously for me as much as you possibly can. I usually put them in a plastic bag and you can just pound away at it. Try not to draw any holes, of course, and then you have cornflakes going all over the place, but just crunching it as much as you can. And that's actually going to be what's seen at the end of this whole process. Also, I season my chicken as well. So my chicken is already seasoned, as you can see. Whole wings, chicken tenders. So let's start with a couple. I'm not going to do all of them and have you sit here and go through all that with me. But this is already, of course, wet. Okay, so I'm just literally dredging it into the flour first. And you'll see some people put cornstarch and so forth. This recipe can also be in the oven. This recipe I'm doing in particular, I'm actually going to be frying in a deep fryer, okay? And vegetable oil. No seasoning in my flour, okay? But I do have seasoning in my buttermilk, right? And then once I do that, then I just come over here. Yeah, looks good, right there?
Yes.
You said, And there you go. Look at that. Boom. That's the process. And I'm gonna let that sit for a while, okay? Let's do a wing, okay? I like, with the whole wings, having them open, and I like the tip on it. Some people don't. You can do it with party wings. It's up to you. Same process. And you can imagine how this is gonna be. I have a pretty good sizable fryer, so I shouldn't have a problem with getting them all in there. Just get it coated up real nice. Dunk that sucker. Look at it. Swimming. And I can imagine only, leaving it in the fridge overnight. It probably does really sink in the buttermilk and make the meat even tender. But I'm gonna try it this way and just let it sit out on the counter for a little bit. Plus, like I said, I'm frying these twice. One at about, the first time at about 300. And then the second time I'm coming in with 375. And it's really gonna get it really nice and crunched up. All right, looks great, doesn't it? Look at that. All right, so we'll be back. I'm gonna go ahead and finish all these up and then get them in the fryer, and then we'll be able to see that process. All right, so as you can see here, we have the chicken already prepared. Has the, it's been dipped in flour first, then a buttermilk egg batter that had seasoning on it. Chicken was also seasoned as well. These are the wings. I like to have them open. With the wing tips. Didn't get a lot on the tips and so forth, but as you see, I got quite a bit, and it's kind of like it's going in the crevices and so forth, because when I eat my fried chicken, I want it all the way done. I want to be able to, pop that sucker open and it just breaks and it's just, And then have the chicken tenders here as well. They worked out pretty well. This is a very sticky situation. I will tell you that. So afterwards, I did go ahead and with the leftover cornflake, kind of put a little bit more on because I'm dropping this directly into the grease. I have my fryer here, as you can see, set at about 300. And actually about 325. So I'm gonna drop it in there for about 5-6 minutes. Total time for chicken should be about 12 minutes, right? And for any meat that you're pulling off, you want that temperature internally to be 165 or higher, okay? So we're gonna see what happens, all right? All right, so like I said, my grease is ready. I have it about like 325 right now. As you can see, I got my power light has gone to the ready's gone to green. Pull my lid off here. I got 2 baskets here, okay? All ready, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and first drop a few of the tenders in there. And you don't wanna overcrowd with this. So I'm probably gonna do about like 3 at a time right now. So that's the chicken tender side. We're gonna do the wing side. And I'll probably do that about two of them at a time. And once again, you don't want to overcrowd them at all. You see, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to set the timer for about 5 or 6 minutes. We'll be right back. As you see, we're almost at the 3-minute mark. Getting kind of crispy. All right. So now I'm just going to transfer all these over to the baking sheet, and then we'll come in for the final fry at 375. All right, hey, we're back. Take a look at this chicken, man. Look, whew. Now I know a lot of you are saying, hey, Larry, it looks like it's done. Once again, let me reiterate. You want to have that internal temperature of your fried chicken 165, okay? Or slightly higher, right? You don't want to get sick. So I've cranked up my trusty fryer here, which I'm loving, okay? Up to 375. I'm waiting for it to get ready, and we're gonna dump it again. They're fried harder now. So the thing I will say about doing this Frosted Flake fried chicken is that not every part is all coated. As you can see, my tenders here, they got coated pretty well, as you can see. But as you see, my fried chicken, I'm missing a little gaps here and there and so forth. And this is my first time doing it, so I'll improve. You know, I'll improve as time goes on. So, but they'll definitely get the consistency of the taste. My son has been gnawing on the crumbles that have fallen off of the chicken, and he's like, he's falling out, banging the counter. So, yeah. So we're gonna be right back with it. Hey, I got my trusty fryer here ready. It's cranked back up to about 375, so it is ready. This, once again, as I reiterated, I wanted my chicken to be up to 165. So I'm just literally gonna put this in here for like another 3 minutes. Pull it out, check my temp. It should be at 165 assuredly. And the only thing it's gonna do is it's gonna have an extra crunch on here, even more so than it is right now. As you can see, that's got a really good crunch, all right? Watch this. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go with my chicken tenders first. My wings are relatively big. But this is gonna give it that extra crunch right there. And as you see, I'm just gonna let that go. These are a really good sized tender as well. So we'll be right back with you, and then we'll do the wings. All right, hey. Okay, now we're gonna get started on the savory waffles. As you see, I already have my mix already ready here. Got a good consistency. You can get in on that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yes, sir. Okay. Got my waffle maker here already ready. Sprayed a little bit of Pam on it. It's nice and hot for me. We're doing squares, and I'm probably gonna cut them down to triangles. But let's go ahead and ladle it on. That's when the magic happens. And you really wanted to kind of fill up there, but not too much, as I'm sure a lot of people know. They have some of the waffle makers that are round. If you have one of those, you know how to utilize it. You always want to have some spillage that goes over, but that's fine. Just kind of even that portion that around. Probably going to have leftover batter, but that's good. I believe that the family will eat some of this tomorrow, but I'm going to try to fill in my little gaps here. There we go. I think that is perfect. What do you think, Jay?
Yes.
All right. I mean, it's a little bit more here. All right. Ah, perfect. And you see how much I have still. So let's, boom, throw that down and be right back with you. All right, so we got the final product here. Have the platter of wings, the tenders. Yeah, just finishing up everything right here with the little garnishment. And now we're gonna go to the plating. All right, so I got 2 tenders right here. And I got a tender and a wing right here. So throw a little bit more scallions on here. Look at that. That look good, Jay?
Yes,
Yes,
for sure.
sir. All right. And then we're going to hit it, which I did not mention, with some hot honey. Now, there are a lot of hot honeys. You can pick the hot honey of your choice, okay? Oh, yeah. And that's going to give that sweetness, but it's going to mix in really well with the savory. And we'll be right back for the review. All right, Jay.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Very good. All right.
The honey.
You try the waffles. I don't know whether you need the knife or not, but so what kind of taste are you getting from the chicken?
So it's like the honey gives it a sweet, but at the same time spicy taste.
Okay.
Which is interesting. But the frosted flakes giving it a sweet taste, but then the chicken itself is giving it a savory taste. So it's kind of the whole sweet and savory taste.
Ah, okay. And what about the hot honey on it?
Hot honey tastes good.
Tastes good. Okay. All right. So you're gonna try the waffles now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it's good. You can cut it with your fork, so that's pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what flavor profile are you tasting there?
Jalapeno.
Jalapeno? Got a little kick to it?
Mm-hmm. It's good.
All right. What about the cheese that was mixed in?
Taste the cheese too.
Okay.
Onions for sure.
Okay.
Really good.
Awesome.
I didn't think I would like a waffle like this, but it tastes surprisingly pretty good.
Okay, so is this your first savory?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Well, good.
But
Good.
I really do like it.
Awesome. All right. Enjoy. All right, so this ends this segment of Uh-Oh, What's Larry Cooking Now? Thank you for joining me. And once again, I want to give a shout out to my son, Jaden, for filming this for me. I also want to give a shout out to Raven Fresh for doing the Brotherhood shirt for me as well, our Alfred. And I hope that you guys enjoy this recipe and that you come up with your own way of doing the savory waffles with cornflake chicken with hot honey drizzle at the end. Thank you once again.